Welcome back to the 16th part of The Curse of Mantras. I'm your host BJRB33, and last time we got stuck on the card games because they were ramped up the difficulty. Let's hope we can beat some today so we can get the visual novel bits the references. Hint system on. From the blackness of my heart, staked right here. It looks like we've got no. I wish this music would shut up. It looks like we've got no way of skipping the card battles. I thought I might be able to skip the card battles and go into the visual novel bit, but because we selected the card game at the beginning, starting the game, we have to go through with all the card battles, unfortunately. But I've got a something I want to test out with the cards, so I'm going to be editing my deck. This might be a boring bit of the long play because of me having to fart about with the deck and everything. Oh, just had some water. Oh, lovely. Back. We go back. 999. Excuse me. Let's building cards deck builder. Right, and the first one. We can't have him anyway because he's chaos and we're order. Right, it's just I've got such a good 5 4 5 3 okay 5 5 6 6 She doesn't do anything. She's now 8. She can hear us. Beep, beep, beep. It's 9. 1 second. Oh my lord, got 10 there. 9. You can see what I'm doing here with my it's 8, 8. 7 is good. 6, 5, 7. 11 of the Priestess of Life. Six, number 7. 7. Oh, some good things, a bit crap though. 7. 7. One more, that'll do us. And we'll go with Buddy Ash or whatever. might not work out. They're all high numbers. I could actually. death cards, bitch. Who's gonna take that out? And Octopussy! Jellyfish! Is there some off? Yes. They've got 7 cards left. Oh my god, yes. I need to save. Save! Oh, that was good. So that'll be those card battles. One shot. this combination is good for now. Mermaids, yeah, I know you use those. I don't know. Seriously, they have more cards than me. Death and water. It's not fair, they've got more cards than me. save my game here. This is brilliant. It's time for some visual novel shit. Everyone's opened up again. Yeah, save game again. Let me just have a sip of water. I'll do some reading now, bitch. This game's fucking amazing. Death. I then had a long sigh as I stared at the music box. The last memory it showed me was a lot to take in. I had to stop the journey midway and return to my room. Strangely, it only now occurs to me that it's more peaceful here. I'm suddenly finding death peaceful? That's absurd! I laughed at the thought and slumped down onto the bed feeling exhausted and drained. Wait, I'm working for Xavier! That means he's how I ended up joining a gang, right? That's got to be it. It's pretty unlikely that I'm only working as a manager. That sly fox must have had all sorts of tasks lined up for me. I should have realised it earlier. I sit up at that dreadful realisation and think about checking on myself to see what happens after I join Xavier and his team. I end up back in the bar once more, but this time there's no Ace around to spot. I can't find myself among the sea of people. Is something special happening today? Why are there so many people? Although the crowd can't actually interact with me, I do feel a bit on edge. Their presence unsettles me. I might have had a talent for interacting with people when I was alive, but now I have a hard time even relating to human beings. They're almost like an alien species to me at this point. Except Ace, of course. I have come to understand myself more to a certain extent. Hey, table number 5 wants to change his drink order to wine. Ace enters the scene through a large set of large white doors that have no entry sign posted across them and barks orders at the waiter. As soon as he does, a male figure chases him and jots down the order on a notepad. Ace disappears into the crowd without acknowledging the man. Whether or not it's actually a case, Ace comes off as busy, too busy to even stop by and take a breath. I follow him around like a lost puppy for a while until a boy bumps into him. Sorry. After murmuring a quick apology, the boy scurries out of the bar. I instinctively follow him, but only after noting that Ace seems to know something about the kid. There's a recognition there, as if he knows the boy from somewhere. The living Ace follows us outside and we both see the boy talking to someone on the phone. Ace carefully hides himself behind a pillar to overhear the boy's conversation. It doesn't take us either long enough to figure out the boy is an informant. He's giving up information about Xavier and his gang to what I assume is the police. Either way, it's a problem. The situation has made Ace anxious. I can see it in his body language. Oh shit, if the police catch us, I'm doomed. No, I can't live like this. I have to do something. I remember now, I wanted to leave the city. I'll run away. Yes, that's what I'll do. I have to get away from the city before the police catch us. I'll stop living like a gambler and doing illegal shit. Ace quietly mumbles to himself. The idea does need some work, but it's a step in the right direction. I wish I could encourage myself somehow. But I need to get some money first. And get as far away from here and start over. I'll finally be able to live my dream, to be the person I want to be. Ace heads back towards the bar. He takes a moment to collect himself and then starts dealing with his leftover orders. A sudden image appears in my head. The boy is spying on us is playing with a younger looking version of Ace. Both of them look happy here. The boy called Ace brother, while Ace refers to him by his name, John. So I knew this boy. I was right when I guessed that. Ace recognised him. We shared a past. Then why are we acting like strangers now? How do things go so wrong that we're now pretending we don't know each other? As the vision ends, I choose to close the box and return to my room. Maybe I just want to end things on a happier note this time, before I find out things went terribly wrong again. I'll have to look again at some point. It's the only way I'll find out what happened to me and to John. Wherever my future holds, I get the feeling the kid played a significant part in it. Okay, I can't go to Manchester yet. Woo! I stand outside Mercurio's house for a moment, just staring. The wall seems more imposing than normal. If a wall can be imposing, maybe it's just because I don't feel ready to talk to Mercurio. But it's been long enough, and I know that we need to move forward now or never. Even if I have a feeling it's going to get me yelled at, or at least glared at. Taking a deep breath, I creep towards the wall, hoping that it's still a door and isn't going to result in a bruise. I slip through as easily as I have the last few times, and feel twice as stupid for thinking that Mercurio would keep me out. He looks up from his current project and shakes his head at me. I hope he came by to talk and not just insist on diving into the past. By that comment, you know exactly why I'm here. In which case, I'm busy, you know the way out. I sigh and walk towards him. We have to keep going. It's silly to stop now. I have to get him on the same page. I look over his projects, then at the memory box I'm holding. I thought scientists like to see the full range of their creations. I guess you're not the least bit curious, or maybe you're not sure if it will keep working. Who knows, it could just be lucky. Here, I know you're joking. I shrug, his eyes harden. You and I have enough data to prove it works. So you're not curious, I should go. He looks at me in the box and takes a step back. I head to the wall and he catches me. Wait, I want to know how I died, but I'm not sure I'm ready. You know we have to move forward. Mercurio sighs and nods. I start the memory box and Mercurio watches me as the memory closes in around us. Almost immediately, we're hit by a million voices, printed sentences on screens, telegrams and clips, all of them burying Mercurio having lost his legs. Some of the posts blame him for being too greedy, others say he's too reckless and needs to stay in the lab where he belongs. Reactions of TV personalities range from mocking him for laughs to chastising him like he's a small child. Back and forth they go on and on while Mercurio works hard on something despite his missing legs. Then, in all the chaotic voices tearing him down, the pilot who challenged Mercurio in the last memory and ended up winning the race speaks. I should never have insulted Mercurio. Are you saying this is because you feel guilty? No, I'm saying it because it's true. Tearing him down to build myself up is just being weak. He's been an amazing adversary, and my biggest regret is not being able to race him again. You might be the only one who feels that way. I don't care. Anyone who says anything bad about him didn't see the fire in his eyes like I did. He was going places, and it's a shame that we won't get to see more of him. Mercurio watches from his lab. He snorts, his eyes practically glazed over with hatred and anger as he works on something that's just out of focus. The memory ends, but I feel fury in the pit of my stomach threatening to spread into my skin. Focus on the pilot's apology. Wow, he really apologised. Mercurio snorts. Of course he apologised. What else would he say to the media? Just because he said it in front of cameras doesn't mean he's lying. It's normal for the public and those involved in races to build up tension between contestants. The journalists might have been fueling it for ratings. I suppose that's possible. Think about it, it's all crap to you. But do you really think he wanted anything bad to happen? He just wanted to win against the best, and you were the best. Mercurio rubs his chin. I'm not sure if you're right, but maybe. I managed to calm myself and run my hand through my hair. I can tell Mercurio is still thinking things through, but he'll need more time to process. What do you think you were working on? I just hope he doesn't end up as some mad scientist ready to destroy the world because of a few arseholes. I'm not sure, but I have to think about it right now. I think it's best that you leave. Are you sure we can keep talking? I don't mind. There's a lot of new information for me to take into account. I raised my hand to pat his back, but I let my hand fall. Even now, I don't feel like we're close enough for him to welcome my attempts to comfort him. Well, I'll be back soon to discover the last memory. Mercurio waves at me without looking, and I take that as my cue to leave, at least for now. Water with Kraken. I return to Kraken's home and gently knock on the door. It opens as I knock and welcomes me into his space. The light humidity blankets me. Then I see Kraken lounging, looking at the ship in the bottom intensely, like he's never seen it before. No, it's more like he's searching for something that can only be found in the bottle itself. Hello again. Kraken doesn't jump or look at me. Kraken? How is it that everything makes sense in the hindsight, yet we're blinded to what is in front of us? Perspective, I suppose. He nods and sets a boat on the side. Everything okay? We can wait to do this if you want. We can just talk, maybe try to fit another ship in that bottle. Kraken smiles ever so slightly and approaches me. He looks me over and I feel a shiver down my spine. It's hard to think of Kraken as my friend considering he is huge, powerful and no stranger to violence. But his smile is so warm and I have this intense urge to stay close to him. Have you fit many ships and bottles? I've managed to have conversations with complete strangers. I'm pretty sure I can do anything at this point. Anything, is that a fact? I bite my lip, it almost seems like he's flirting. Would you like to find out? He laughs and takes my hand. I adjust the music box in my arm and he leads me to where we've been setting up. He winks at me as he watches me get everything together. He wouldn't even know what to do with me. I open my mouth to argue, but honestly it's right. What would I do with a man like him other than what we've been doing? Awkwardly talking, kind of joking around, going through his memories and trying to find meaning. Well, I don't know what to do today. Kraken grins and nods. I work the music box and we're brought to a giant ship commanded by Kraken. All around him are smaller ships. From the view we can see that the captains of those ships are the same species as Kraken. Some of them even look familiar from previous memories. Cannon fire, gunfire, the sounds of battle echo across the sea. 4 ships against 1, but Kraken's got the biggest ship, the most ammo, and the Mumpers on his side, not to mention the years and years of skill. The roar of the ocean can't compete with the screams and bloodshed as the battle plays out in gory detail. As gunpowder and smoke clears, 4 ships are sinking around Kraken's damaged but floating command. The cheers of the crew rise up and even Kraken smiles. He nods to his own crew but paces along the side of the ship, looking at the burning remains of those attacked before they slipped before the waterline. Some of those against him had been friends that had sailed with him, that had been with him through so much. Kraken sighs heavily and strokes his battered ship, as if calm can't wait. A crack of thunder echoes, silencing the crew. Looking over, Kraken watches thick, dark crowds roll in like a curtain, lighting spits of fire before thunder rumbles across the waves. Kraken takes inventory of the ship, and I feel more than see his concern. The ship is too damaged to repair before the storm will reach them, and it's much too damaged to sustain a storm of any level, especially this one. A wave rolls high and I raise my hand to protect myself from the water, but the memory ends right there, on the edge of a cresting wave. Four against 1, and yet you won. You managed to win against all odds. I smirk and elbow him. Your military skills make you stand out even as a pirate, taking on the masses and scraping out a victory. Kraken smiles and scratches the back of his head. I don't miss the flare of worry in his eyes. When he notices me watching, he shrugs. I'm worried about the next memory. I think unfortunately the next memory is pretty clear. I refuse to believe I died to a storm. It's too simple a death, too inglorious. I was a famous war leader, one who survived countless battles. I thought that storm would be my undoing. It's unfathomable. So what do you think about the journey so far? My question sounds corny and awkward, but now it's out there, it hesitates. It's been quieter and more pensive than normal. She's saying something. I think you're right. Something happened. Something we missed or haven't seen. Why would I have a change of heart? Why would I fight my own people? We're going to find out, I promise. I just can't promise you'll like it. Knowing is the bigger battle. To know will be its own comfort. We'll see next time. I know that next time will be at the end of his journey, and that we'll have to face the answers to our questions head on. It's been a while since I've seen Angel. After last memory, I don't blame her, but I miss her. Even when we argue, I appreciate her perspective. I like her enigmatic smile, and I'm even missing the way her sentences trail off as if they can become anything if only given the chance. I open my door, ready to go to the temple, to pray for her voice again, or at least to bask in her company. But here she is, hand raised to knock. She tucks her hair behind her ear. I came to continue. Are you sure that you want to do it now? We don't have to. We can just spend some time together like normal people probably do, or did. I would like that. I welcome her into my home and we talk about how far we've come since we first met. She shows me some needlepoint she's been working on. We catch each other up on the limited things we've done while apart. Finally she takes my hand and gently sighs. I wish things were different from our present state. I wish I didn't have to go through all your memories and find the truth out about this place. Why? They aren't your memories. Don't ask us questions, Angel. Experiencing them is too painful for me too. They might not be about myself, but they're not easy to bear, trust me. I'd like to finish this. My thumb brushes over her fingers as if that would ease her worry and my fear. We can always wait. Not like we have deadlines anymore. She says nothing, but her eyes plead for me as she tightens her hold on my hand. I sigh and lead her to the music box. She nods to me and takes a deep breath. I work the box until we're back in the memory. It's obvious time has passed given how thin and dirty Angel is. Her white dress is grey and yellow with obvious marks of wear. She doesn't bother to stand or adjust the heavy chains around her neck. The villainous man opens the door and Angel hardly looks up. She's a broken version of herself. The villain grabs her and jerks her up by the chain, snarling in her face and ignoring her dead glassy eyes. You're a worthless monster, useless and disappointing. A true waste of effort and time. You're not even worth the effort it would take to kill you. So you can rot here doing nothing, just like you did when I killed your lover. He doesn't toss her, he just lets go and she collapses to the floor. The villain, big as a bear and without half the charm, lumbers out of the room talking about their next promising targets to bring in money. Angel is left on the ground and her thoughts come into sharp focus, inescapably clear. I deserve this. I'm not worth anything. I have no purpose. I'm meant to waste away here as a punishment for failing to act. I should have been focused, never should have been taken. When I was, I let them. When I was offered help, I didn't lift a finger. Useless, worthless, broken, meaningless. As the memory fades to black, sobbing echoes. I blink a few times and notice Angel crying openly, tears staining her face with red splotches. A shiver tears through her, dropping her body to the ground. She rubs her shins and shakes her head. Just leave. You're wasting your time with me. This is where I belong. Angel, no one belongs here. No. I end up here because I did nothing. I am nothing. I'm just going to ruin you too. Leave me. I'm meant to be alone. I'm here and will fight for you. Angel shakes her head, lips parted but no words coming out. I'm not going to give up on you, Angel. I can't. She faces me and shoves me slightly. I barely move and her tears increase as her face collapses in the weight of her sorrow. Why? How can you being here help? Just leave me in peace. First, wallowing isn't peace. I've seen what a beautiful soul you have, so it doesn't matter what you've been able to do in the past. You don't have to work to earn your place in people's hearts. Angel blinks a few times, then nods once, twice, and a third time before hugging me. I rub her up her back and give her a gentle squeeze before she crawls away. I walk Angel out and hold her hands tightly. As we stop at my door, I rub my thumb over her knuckles. I'll do all the hoping for better things today. It's the least I can do. Angel shakes her head and gives me a small, sad smile. I'll be back. Can't promise when. We can see each other without following up on this. She nods and walks away, out in limbo, hugging herself tightly. I cross my fingers behind my back. There has to be a happy ending for her. She deserves it more than most, more than anyone. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Zero. I find herself standing in front of one of the big windows in her room. She turns back to me, and I'm happy to see her determined gazes back. Ace, I'm ready for the next memory. I'm glad to see you're doing better. I have to. No matter what I did in my past life, I need to deal with it. There's no time for weakness. I won't let my team down because of what I did in my past. It's okay. I don't know if you spoke with Makura or Siberia, but when they gave me the music box, they said that memories can be fuzzy, confusing, and deceiving. And your point is? My point is, maybe you didn't do anything all that bad in your past, and we're going to discover the truth soon. Phew, you're an incurable optimist. She looks at me and says it like it's a bad thing. But you might be right. Let's begin. Pastizera stands atop the highest tower in the castle with a weapon in hand. Cold gusts of wind make her shiver, but she keeps her position firm. Her grey eyes are narrowed down and her lips are pursed in a thin line. Her body feels heavy, and yet she still stands there, unmoving, watches over what was once her kingdom as if she were a hawk. The kingdom is no more. The scenery she's staring at tells the story of a gruesome battle, Blood and corpses of both soldiers and civilians lay lifelessly upon the ground, trapped underneath the ruins and debris of buildings. There are fires scattered all around, consuming what little life is left. Their bright light and playful dance are soothing to Azaria. They almost make her forget the reality of the situation. The black smoke that rises above the fire, however, does the opposite. It keeps her grounded, trapped in the ruins of her own kingdom. The only thing she can do is helplessly stare and watch as it's destroyed and faded into nothingness. She shakes her head and ponders how exactly she got there. There's a man she once knew, but she can't make out his features in the memory. She just knows he was connected to all of it. A painful conversation plays inside her mind. I don't know if I can do this. You're still young, you have a lot to learn, but don't worry, you will still have me. But my parents aren't going to die, right? They'll be okay. Of course, this is a hypothetical situation. Should either or God forbid both of your parents die, you will need to become the queen. She looks to the ground and lets out a shaky sigh. She didn't want her parents to die, no one did. Then why was he asking her such agonizing questions? Mother and father will teach me everything I need to know then. They'll have lots and lots of time because they won't die anytime soon, I know it, they won't die. The man lets out a chuckle and takes a step closer. Instinctively, Azaria steps back and keeps her hands close to herself. Sometimes bad things happen to good people, Azaria, especially during the war. You must be prepared for the unthinkable. Mother is not a soldier. Even if something happens to father, I'd still have her, right? She looks up at him with wide, glassy eyes. I have full faith in the king and queen and their kin, but promise me this. Should something happen to either parent, you will come seek my help, no one else's. Why you of all people? Because I am the only one you can trust. Once more, the view of destruction is seen. No longer does the lonely, ominous room persist in Azira's mind. Now she is facing what was left of her legacy, of her parents' legacy. She sits on the roof of the tower and lays her weapon down next to her, pulling up one knee and placing her arm over it. She leans her chin over her forearm and glances to the side. The forest looks so peaceful. It is covered in soothing snow and trees extended all the way up to the sky, almost as high as the tower she's found herself on. Azaria brings one of her hands close to her face and stares down at it. I'm all alone now. She looks up at the sky. Is this where you two have gone? Silence. Are you mad, father? Are you mad that your armor failed you when you needed it most? I saw the first piece fall, and I tried to tell you, but it was too late. His armor must have been tinkered with, sabotaged. The king took extreme care of all his belongings, especially weapons and armor. She places her hand down to the ground, still staring at it. Mother, I miss you. I don't know what to do. Tears begin to prickle in the corner of her eyes. She bites her lower lip and places her forehead against her arm, trying to hide her face, even though she is all alone. In a way, she is trying to hide from herself and the person she's become. You died all alone in that bed while that damn poison ate you from the inside. You must have been so scared. I'm scared too. I don't want to die. Her mother was a kind woman. She always made sure Azira was safe and sound. She sacrificed many nights and days taking care of her, making sure she had everything she needed. Azira felt foolish for talking to her dead parents. Back at that point in time, she wasn't the queen of the kingdom. She was just a small, scared child looking for a comfort of a long-gone parent. The vision abruptly ends, and both Azira and I are pulled back into reality. She looks shocked and confused. I am the same way. Even if most of our questions are beginning to be answered with each subsequent vision, there's still the question of Azira's true nature. Was she a good person or a bad person? I wonder. Her voice pulls me out of my thoughts. If I was a bad ruler... My lips are pursed into a thin line. I didn't want to lie to her, but I also didn't want to leave her hanging. I don't know. Do you think I was the one who killed my parents, or that I was somehow involved? I don't know. I wish I could tell you that you're not responsible. I really wish I could. But the reality is... Azira looks at me with a worried face. Why all of a sudden does she care so much about my opinion? Perhaps in desperate moments what others think of you becomes important? I don't know. Azira looks disappointed in my answer, but then she speaks. Thank you for being honest with me. Thank you for not giving me false hope. It's the truth. No one of us can know what we were, what we did in our past life. That's the only thing I can bring myself to say before leaving her. Ace, I wanted to say thank you, no matter what happens. I nod and smile at her. I'm really hoping for a happy ending for Azaria. Ash. I return to Ash and can't help but smile when he calls me dude as he welcomes me in with the same relaxed nature I've come to expect. He seems almost fully recovered after each reaction to his memories. But I see a bit of intensity remaining in his eyes this time around, no doubt caused by either his anger at the situation or the weight of his memories. I can't say which. Any new songs? Ash shrugs and pushes us forward. Some new inspiration, but I don't have anything finished. Ash crushes his arms and leans against the wall, watching me in the music box as if he doesn't remember how we got here. Well, I guess you're ready to go. Ash shrugs. Guess so, might as well continue. Excuse me, that's the carbon in the fizzy water. I almost envy Ash's ability to shrug off his emotions and just roll with whatever happens. We get started and the memory swirls around us, dragging us into the past. Ash is sitting on a darkly decorated room, a few posters up, golden records on display, a black desk, dark red walls, dark carpet, and Ash, with his dark long hair, sitting with his feet up. A man in white pants and a blue button-up comes in and lays a file in front of Ash. Ash sits up properly and snorts at that file, tossing it into the desk. Really? Ash, I understand that if you're eager to continue on, as you always have with the tours, the self-medicating, the drinking, but your body has limits, your heart is fragile, and the lifestyle isn't a choice, Doc. The doctor shakes his head as Ash takes a drink of whiskey. This is your problem. You pay me to figure out why you're feeling weak, and here's the answer. It doesn't change because you don't like it. Ash snorts and shakes his head. To be frank, the cocaine and alcohol are ruining you. Your liver is in danger and your heart hurts because you're straining the muscle. You need to stop using, and, honestly, you need to take a break from touring. How will I pay you then, good doctor? You use more when you tour. You get less sleep, you overwork yourself, and you can't take much more of it. You're a mortal man, Ash. I'm not sure if you're aware of that anymore. Ash snorts again and takes another swig of alcohol before getting to his feet. I'm going on tour. I self-medicate, as you put it, so I can do my job. Everything else is fine. There's nothing to worry about except you getting more money. The doctor exhales and shakes his head. You can lie to yourself, you can lie to me, but that doesn't change the truth. The phone rings and Ash waves the doctor away. The man goes, shaking his head and grumbling about how stupid Ash is being. Ash hears it but focuses instead on the call. Eliza rarely calls and there's no way Ash would prioritise anything over her. Eliza, I'm so glad to hear from you. I'm leaving the clinic soon. Maybe we can meet to have had lunch. Ash smiles brightly and nods at the phone. I like that a lot. I'm proud of you. We need to catch up. I feel like I haven't seen you in so long. How are you? Ash glances at the file, bites his lip and shakes his head. I'm good. I'm really good. Yeah, I've been worried about things. Ash knows exactly what she's talking about, but he doesn't want to tell her about the doctor, about what happens on tours or how bad he's been feeling lately. Things are fine, Liza. I can't wait to see you. Just like that, the memory zooms in on some of the images of Ash's heart and the damage showing there. My eyes flick to him as he sighs. Yeah, my liver's destroyed and my heart is on its last few beats, but everything is totally fine. You lied to her. Seriously, you lied to her just like that. It wasn't really a lie. I didn't say I wasn't using. I arc an eyebrow and shake my head. She obviously asked and you just brushed it off. You let her believe you were doing better. I was stuck. Music was my life and concerts required drugs. I continued to stare at him until he scratches the back of his head. I loved her. I didn't want her to know I'm still using. I swallow and nod. I'm sure it would be embarrassing, but at the same time, the fact that he's so in denial concerns me. I walk away quickly without looking back. I'm worried about him, about how his story ends. But I'm also worried about Eliza. I've grown attached to both of them through Ash's memories. And I don't want know how to plan for over of their fates. I'm not sure I'm any more ready for the last memory than Ashes. And that's everything, and we're going into battle again. Going into battle. I think this is... I'll probably leave it here. Everywhere's open. Yeah, everywhere's open. I'm going to leave it here for now. Yes. Yeah. Alright, join me next time for more. Probably the last session of Curse of Mantras. Make sure you have a nice day or whatever you choose to do.